According to MMA Junkie, Michael Chandler vs. Tony Ferguson has been made official for UFC 274 on May 7th. Michael is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Justin Gaethje back in November 2021, and Tony Ferguson is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Beneil Dariush in May 2021. Islam Makhachev was asked by Brett Okamoto if he thought it was possible for Conor McGregor to come back and fight for the title, as Dana White hinted it could happen. He answered, "It's going to be hard for him to make 155 when he drinks all day. A lot of people are going to smash him in the lightweight division. He's just going to fight versus Nate Diaz or some old people. He's never going to be champion. He's never going to compete at this level." Nate Diaz heard Islam's response and fired back on Instagram, "When I slapped Khabib, this bitch stood there and didn't do shit. Who doesn't help their friends in that situation? Bitches. That's who. That means they all got slapped." Henry Cejudo was on the Triple C and Schmo show and said that despite Jorge Masvidal and him having conflicting managers, the door would always be open for Masvidal to come train with him. Henry shared his thoughts on what he would do with Masvidal. He said, "What I would do with Gamebred is make him more of a technical fighter. Sometimes he gets into these flurries. He's too smart. He's letting people into his fight zone. If I was to help him out, it would be with his distance game, keeping him at borders, never allowing anybody to get into the uppercut or hook range and things of that nature. Slipping through, going over those areas of concentration in wrestling. Different little tricks. Wrestling and MMA wrestling is different, and people need to realize that. There are things you can slip out of, and there are things that you really gotta defend. But you cannot get into these scramble positions like he did with Kobe, which eventually exhausted him. I think I would help out Gamebred a lot. I like Gamebred. Even though we stopped talking due to our management firms with Ali and Abraham, I've always had so much love for that dude. I'm a little bummed out that I haven't had that relationship with him ever since that crazy shit happened with him and Ali and his management. My door will always be open for Gamebred. If he decides to rejuvenate his career, I know that I could help him tremendously." Marlon Moraes will be fighting this weekend at Fight Night 203 versus Song Yadong. Marlon has lost 4 of his last 4 fights, and all 4 came by way of TKO. His first TKO loss in the UFC was to Henry Cejudo for the vacant title. His second was to Corey Sandhagen in October 2020. His third to Rob Font in December 2020. And his fourth to Merab Dvalishvili in September 2021. After suffering those defeats, he decided to train at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand alongside Petr Yan, and says that now he really sees why Yan got as far as he did in his career. He went on to say that his conditioning is great now and feels phenomenal. As far as Moraes facing the new generation of fighters like Song Yadong and whether he feels motivated for it, he said, "He's a good fighter. He's been in the game for a little bit. He started fighting young and he has what it takes to be here. He belongs in the UFC and I'm taking him real serious. I know his weapons and I'm prepared and ready. If I can't hang with the top, this is it for me. I'm here to fight with the best." And finally, Ben Askren was one of the main reasons why Jorge Masvidal rose to the level of fame that he currently has, thanks to the flying knee that knocked Askren out cold and became the UFC's fastest recorded KO. Well, Askren was on the MMA Hour and was not a fan of Masvidal's post-fight comments about wanting to still fight Kobe in the street after losing to him at UFC 272. Ben said, "The thing I get annoyed about is Jorge wanted to fight him after the fight. It's like, you just had 25 minutes to do anything you want. I mean, you can't eye gouge and you can't bite. We have a couple of rules, but not a lot. You could do almost anything you wanted for 25 minutes, and now you're gonna act like you want more? Like, hey, you had 25 minutes. Freaking do it to him." As always, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.